And we want to bring you some breaking news right now out of Baltimore, Maryland. Want to show you this live shot that we have there of the city. But what we do know is that at least 15 people have been hospitalized at this hour in relation to an apparent overdose incident. Again, as we are continuing to track the very latest, when I put up this tweet that we have from the Fox station there in Baltimore, saying that at least 15 people have been taken to the hospital after officials found multiple overdose victims in West Baltimore. And as of 12:50 p.m. local time, those 15 people have been taken to the hospital, with 5 being listed in critical condition. And they did say that the other 10 patients were in serious condition as well. Want to continue on here with some of the updates we have from other officials in the city, with the Baltimore police remarking that they have been on site there along with the Baltimore Fire at the scene of Pennsylvania and North Avenues in reference to these multiple individuals who were experiencing overdose symptoms. They say that they will continue to release more information as it comes to them. And lastly, we've even heard from those high-ranking officials there in the city and in the state, including Governor Wes Moore, saying that our team is coordinating with state agencies, city officials, and first responders on the ground in West Baltimore today, saying, I am grateful to those who quickly alerted us about this situation and those who are providing support to the community. And once again, taking you out to live look there in Baltimore. This happened around 9:25 a.m. today. This is when fire department, police, and medics all responded to the intersection of Pennsylvania Avenue and North Avenue for the reports of those overdoses. Again, at least 15 people have been taken to the hospital, with 5 being listed in critical condition. Police say that they are still finding additional victims at this time and still expect this number of those treated to increase. Of course, we also saw, according to the Fox station there in Baltimore, that officials could be seen handing out naloxone there at the scene as well, trying to help those who had been experiencing that.
I believe that that's called Narcan. And so basically, what's happening is that officials are experiencing an extreme rash of people that are overdosing. And so, what that basically means is that a very, very, very bad batch of something, it's a strong possibility that it was laced with fentanyl, because a small overdose of that could basically be fatal. And it starts to impact the community because you see people just walking up and down the street and they just falling out and people don't know what to do. And so they give them a can of Narcan in order to wake them up and then take them to the hospital. And so it's very bad over in Baltimore. And we know that Baltimore is largely known for The Wire, which The Wire, they say, was an accurate depiction of what was going on in the community. And then you see that weak statement from Governor Wes Moore that don't necessarily give any kind of additional context. As of the last that I've actually researched, it was between 25 and 30 people that had already fell out. Community leaders are super concerned because they're saying that they never seen anything like that before. And then Baltimore officials and city leaders are just trying to basically help assist with the problem instead of solving for the solution. One of the reasons why Trump wanted to hold Canada and Mexico accountable is because of all of the fentanyl that was coming in over the borders, including from China. And so it wasn't just illegal migration. It wasn't just tariffs and trade wars. It wasn't just, trying to hold them accountable for manufacturers moving over into Mexico and then trying to get past the tariffs by sneaking products into the United States of America via Mexico, which Claudia Sheinbaum and the leadership before her, who was the president of Mexico, allowed for it to do because they wanted to continue to capitalize off of investment into the country, because they never had any real manufacturing industries inside of Mexico itself. One of the reasons why Trump was very, very hard on these countries is because they are allowing the illegal import of drugs, which is basically spiking the already dangerous drugs that's on our streets. And then on top of that, then you got the liberal cities not necessarily cracking down on criminals, in which they are familiar with the people that are bringing it in, and they're not necessarily doing anything about it. And so when we say get tough on a war, against the United States of America, you're talking about illegal activity altogether, whether it be migrants or the products that are coming in overseas, and then basically continuing to staff the border, staff the things that can prevent this stuff from happening, and don't allow for more people to die on the streets, such as what you see here. But it is impacting the community and it's impacting the streets, and this is one of the things that's happening to the people over there in Baltimore as a result of the failed leadership.
Blocks and blocks taped off, first responders scattered for at least 25 people. They're telling us tonight overdosing in West Baltimore. I spoke to folks out there today. They say they were seeing people drop left and right, collapsing. I myself witnessed 2 people experiencing overdose symptoms while I was out there for just 90 minutes. One of dozens of overdoses happening this Thursday near Pennsylvania and North Avenues, just across the street from the Penn North Recovery Center, where nurse practitioner Josie Dantzler was sitting.
That's probably the 3rd or 4th person I've helped in the last 30 to 40 minutes. People are just passing out from whatever they're overdosing.
I was walking down the street and I hadn't seen his feet sticking out, and I saw him leaning over.
This man yelling for help after seeing another man down on the ground.
I called medic once I seen his eyes in the back of his head.
Never seen anything like that, so yeah, maybe it is a bad batch, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's an epidemic. We deal with this every day, probably not on this high of a, scale, but we go through this every day.
Alongside Josie is the harm reduction director for the Penn North Recovery Center, Bernard Nelson. He says they were out there to hand out Narcan and fentanyl testing strips.
I've never seen nothing like this. And I've never seen nothing like this and while doing Narcan. They were foaming from the mouth, some of them.
A surreal scene sparking a large response from harm reduction organizations like the 24-Hour Community Peer Project, which works to link people to services.
33 years of recovery, I've never seen anything like this. I've never seen anything close to this. In 2 hours, we've helped at least 6 people.
Like administer the Narcan?
That's just the Narcan.
The mayor's office says the harm reduction distribution will continue throughout the night.
I don't know the logistics of exactly what happened, but it doesn't make any difference. It happened. And we're here to try to do the best we can about it.
What they're trying to do, what they're trying to say, as far as the crime in a lot of these liberal cities, is that the crime is down and community activism and all of this stuff is the thing that's keeping the crime down. In reality, it's really not down. The way that they report crime is down. And so you have a large mass exodus of police officers. You have an increase in the production of drugs. You have the protection from the local government over there as far as making sure that they don't necessarily arrest criminals. What they're basically doing is allowing for people to continue to do some of the worst things inside of the culture, which then makes it much more dangerous for the residents of, whatever respective city. In this case, we're talking about Baltimore. And it just continues to erode the trust of the leadership as well as the communities. But they have good numbers that they can report, which ultimately keep a lot of people tied to the Democratic Party, even though they know that nothing is happening and nothing is benefiting them as a result of it. But you do see a mass exodus and a mass overdose of people, exodus of people that can get out, and overdoses of people that are continuing to stay trapped and they have their vices and it's starting to impact them significantly more. And so that's just what it is. So the people that are going to suffer are the residents and, the people that are addicted, that can't get any kind of help or recovery that will allow for them to actually be better individuals and citizens of society. But I'm definitely going to keep y'all up to date and I'll stay on top of it. Make sure you tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. T. Hanley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off for life. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.